Welcome back to Politics Done Right. As you know, we're bringing the movers and shakers, all those activists on the ground that are making things happen. Today, again, or right now, we're with Chris Savage, the owner, author, publisher, all that good stuff of Eclectablog.
That's right, Eclectablog.
Talk to me. Tell me a little bit about it.
Good to be here. So Eclectablog is the premier progressive blog in Michigan. We cover about half of what we talk about is politics in Michigan, and then we cover a lot of national and international stuff as well. We've recently expanded, well not recently, a couple years ago, expanded into a podcast called the GOT MFV Show. And our tagline is turning words into votes, and we're really just trying to connect people with the information that they need to be smart about their organizing and smart about supporting the issues that are important right now. We've done 3 consecutive weeks, for example, on the issue of immigration on our southern border, talking to experts about things that are pertain to that. And so we're just having a really good time trying to get the word out and informing people.
Well, I think that is what's so important right now, because I think while we have a whole lot of notions on TV, everybody talking about, we have to actually see this occurring on the ground.
Absolutely right.
And that's what I like with what you're doing. You're making sure that it's not only what they're talking about on the high level on TV, but you're actually making it happen on the ground.
We're trying to connect people into things that they can either do to take action or support others who are taking action.
And that is important for us to do. Now, I want to change the subject a little bit and go back to your blogging. How is that going? Are you still active doing that? Or?
I am still actively writing, not as much as I used to. I wish I had more time. I have a day job, so that, and then I've also become the chair of the county party, the Democratic Party, where I live near Ann Arbor in Michigan, and that consumes a lot of my time, but that's also really, in my opinion, fruitful of work, because it's creating infrastructure locally to have a sustainable, get out the vote operation and just addressing the issues. Really, that's the big thing right now, is expanding our program beyond just getting out the vote and talking, having things for people to engage in locally, just like we do with the blogging, connecting them to things where they can make a difference.
Now, you're on the ground and you're talking to a lot of people. What do you find that people are most interested in, and what can we most get people interested in going forward?
It depends on where you are. Obviously, the overriding Trump administration dark cloud that hangs over all of us is a big part of it, and that's motivated a lot of people. Between the August primary and the 2018 election, we had 400 volunteers come and do something with the Washtenaw County Democrats. Yeah, we had never seen anything like that, and so our task is to build infrastructure that can take that influx of that many people and put them to work on things that are meaningful to them and that they can be effective at.
No, that's in Michigan, right?
Yeah, so this is where Ann Arbor is. It's called Washtenaw County. Ann Arbor is there. A sister city there is Ypsilanti, which is sort of you can think of it as a mini Detroit. It's a 40% African American community, a lot of poverty there. So where you've got affluent, white, liberal Ann Arbor, right next door you've got, not so affluent black Ypsilanti.
Right.
And there are, literally, it's split by a highway that goes north and south, and
Believe
so we do
I
a lot.
was out there last year, and I actually, the guy who drove me from the little farm that we were into Detroit told me about that.
And I grew up, at least for a while, in Ypsi. I was there for about 6 years when I was in grade school, so I have great fondness for Ypsilanti. It's got heart, but it's got a lot of problems. It's got schools that are struggling. It's got it's, like I said, it's a lot of poverty there. So one of the things that we're trying to do is just make sure that we're not just addressing the issues of the rich white liberals in Ann Arbor, but we're also addressing the immigrant community that's in Washtenaw County in general, the people who are dealing with poverty issues and outside of affluent Ann Arbor and places like Ypsi, and then just trying to be a relevant organization.
In effect, putting progressive back into progressivism.
That's exactly what it is. It is, and it's at the ground level, like you said. So it's this is where you engage people where they are. And I hear that a lot. As I'm here at Netroots Nation, I've been to several panels, and one of the pieces of advice that I hear repeatedly from panelists is make sure you're addressing people where they are. So if you say, "Wow, we can't get people from Ypsilanti to come to our meetings," well, perhaps we're having those meetings at a time when people that are holding down 2 or 3 jobs can't make it there. So, So we need to be thinking about that.
Absolutely. So let me ask you one last thing. how can we get in touch with you first of all with your
Yep.
blogging?
Yes, so
because
it's-
look, you were one of the originals, okay? To put it bluntly, you were one of the original political blogs out there that had a whole lot of coverage. I mean, we were addicted to Eclectablog back in the day, okay? Now, so tell us a little bit about how do we get back to you?
So Eclectablog is ECLECTABLOG, Eclectablog. You can email me personally at eclectablog@gmail. And then the GOTMFV show is on iTunes and Stitcher and all of those platforms. It's a partnership that I do with a guy named Jason Sattler who runs the LOLGOP Twitter feed. Most people that follow Twitter, progressive Twitter, know who LOLGOP is. He's an insanely smart, insanely funny guy. And we have great, really some superlative guests on it. We have people like Ari Berman and people like that. So anyway, those are the two main areas where you can connect with me.
Well, excellent. It was a pleasure
All
having
right.
you, Chris Savage.
All right, Egberto, it's good to
every
be-
year
That's right.
we see each other
That's
here
right.
at Netroots, which means, you know what? The job is getting done.
That's right.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.